There are some giveaway signs that show that a person is passive, a passive communicator. Those people, or we sometimes all, don't express our feelings or opinions freely because we are sometimes afraid that we will be criticized for that reason. Can you see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Just to check. Oh, Milica, welcome. Okay, we're going to wait a moment for her to connect her audio. Okay, while she connects it, I'm going to speak a little bit more and then we're going to say welcome. Passive communicators are often afraid to speak first. So they wait for others to speak first. And then they usually say, yes, I agree, because they are afraid of disagreeing, or simply they don't want to feel uncomfortable for disagreeing. Then often passive communicators don't say no. They agree to requests and demands of others. They don't disagree with people, even though they secretly want to sometimes. There are some situations that I felt the same way, maybe you as well. As we go along and as I show you these giveaway signs, please think about the situations in which you felt the same way, if yes. And then when those things happen, when people don't express their wishes, their thoughts, their feelings, their wants, they agree with things even though they don't want to. They agree to the demands of others even though they don't feel like doing those things. Then frustration builds up. And then what happens is that people who are passive communicators explode with anger because they feel unappreciated. They feel like they're not being noticed. They feel like it's not right to be treated in that way. They explode with anger. And then after that, oh, I made a mistake here. They feel guilty and become passive again. But what passive communicators often don't know is the fact that they are the ones to blame if their wishes and needs are not being respected, or we are to blame. I was a passive communicator once. Because if we don't show, if we don't share our wants, our thoughts, our opinions, if we constantly just agree with others and if we accept their demands and requests, we cannot expect them to think that we think any other way. So if they just follow our behavior and use their experience with us for their behavior with us, we are the ones to blame. Has anybody recognized themselves in the passive way of communication, at least in some situations?
Oh, I did in most of them.
Okay. Would you like to share in which situations?
Well, basically, you just explained how my frustration went this past 2 weeks. I was quite keeping for a while, keeping my opinion to myself and expecting for everyone else to know what I think about and what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And I never say, and then the frustration kicks in and I become angry and aggressive. And then I'm now in the phase that I'm guilty. I feel guilty.
Okay, well, yeah, that is a hard pattern to crush. And recognizing that we are behaving in that way and that it's in our control to change our communication style and the way that we're behaving is actually the power that we get. And I'm happy that you now recognize yourself. This is the first step to change. Why is it bad to be a passive communicator? First of all, when we don't share our opinions, our feelings, our wants, our needs, we make ourselves invisible, especially when we don't speak. When, for example, we are in a class or at a webinar and people ask, or a teacher asks, does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have anything to add? Passive communicators keep quiet. Their knowledge is not heard. Nobody knows how smart they are. Nobody knows how much they know. Nobody knows that maybe they are an expert in the field because they keep quiet. Another thing is, for example, when people, let's say your friends, ask, what do you want to see in the movies? Everybody has some ideas. You keep quiet and say, it's okay, whatever. I am okay with everything. You don't make choices. And that can be something that makes you invisible. It makes you seem like you're not making choices. I am very passive when it comes to eating. My husband always asks me, what would you like for dinner? What would you like for lunch? Because I'm not the one who's cooking. And then I say, oh, I don't mind. I don't care really. I will be fine with everything. Maybe I feel like eating a pizza or I don't know, shrimp or whatever, but I often keep quiet. I don't make choices, and that's where I'm passive, and it's bad. Passive communicators often feel like they have no control over their lives. For example, they feel like their needs are not met, and the things that are happening to them are not the things that they would choose for them to happen. But again, they have not communicated what they want, what they need, what they would like, and so on. And for that reason, frustration builds up and they have anger issues and so on. So, of course, it is bad to have this communication style.